Hello my beautiful people. So in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful shirt dress. If you know you always have an issue with your buttons not covering up properly, just kindly watch this video as we get started. So what I do first is to take the shoulder measurement. I'm working with a size 14. I worked with the shoulder measurement and I went ahead to draft the armhole. I just went ahead to take my various measurements, my vertical measurements. I took my vertical lines, my bust line. I took my under bust line. I took my waist, my hip, and the length of this dress. Now, like I said before, if you know that you have issues with button clothes, that whenever you try to make button clothes, it's always revealing. I don't know how to put it, but you always have it not lapping very well. Then please stay tuned and watch to the end of this tutorial because this tutorial is for you. So right now, I'm just going ahead to label my lines so you can see them carefully. This is my bust point. This one is my under bust, the waist and the hip of the dress. Because of the position of my camera, I know you can't see the length of the dress, the pattern paper, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try as much as I can to make everything understandable. So after drafting out this pattern paper, I'm going to show you how to draft the front to make sure that you don't have issues with your button anymore. For the neck, I'll be taking 3 inches for the width and 1 inch for the depth. And then I'm just going to do my shoulder slant. Remember, a shoulder slant, you come down by 1 inch and then you have a beautiful slant for the shoulder. So this is actually the back bodice. After cutting the back bodice, I'm going to cut all my fabric and then I'm going to place it on the front of the fabric of my front bodice and cut it out. All body circumference measurements were divided by 4 and added 2 inches allowance for ease. It's not going to be a fitted gown. It's going to have a little bit of ease, so I added 2 inches allowance for ease. Please, I'm adding the allowance on my pattern paper. I'm adding the allowance on my pattern paper because I don't want to get confused when I transfer it to my fabric. Okay, so this is going to be the length of the gown and allowance is going to be the length of the gown. One of the main reasons why I'm using a pattern paper is because I'm going to be working with 2 different fabrics and I don't want to waste my fabric, so I'm just going to do all the cutting on the pattern paper and transfer it to my fabric. Okay, I've drafted out the length of the gown. I want this gown to be in a V shape. Like I want to attach another fabric to the upper side and I want to have this V shape downwards. So just watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to come down a little bit away from my knee measurement and then I'm going to give it a slant from that knee measurement. So once I open it up, is going to give me a V shape. Please, if you want to use your pattern paper for this tutorial, make sure that you fold your pattern paper before doing this, because you're gonna need to open it up to cut your fabric. Make sure that you double your pattern paper. Let it be on the fold and not just a single paper. So I'll be cutting that part out when I'm through cutting this particular side. Remember, the front hammer is going to be 0.5 inches smaller. I've not done that yet. I'm just trying to align the armhole of the back correctly. I'll place it on my fabric, and I'm going to cut the back, and I'm also going to cut the front. But the front neckline is going to be different from the back. What I mean is the depth of the neck is going to be different from the depth of the back. It's going to be deeper, but the width is still the same thing. So I've gone ahead to cut out the V shape. I'll be placing it on my fabric, and I'll give it a wonderful cut. I'll show you. Alright, I'm going to be eliminating my dart on this pattern paper. In as much as I want it to be a shirt dress, I also want it to have some wonderful fitting so it doesn't look very awkward. I just took my nipple to nipple on my waistline, and then I am going to be taking 1 inch each on both sides. So I'm going to be eliminating my dart right now. I came down by 2 inches from the bust point. That's where I'll be connecting it to, and I'll go up also by 2 inches from the hip line. I'm going to make this connection. Just carefully watch what I'm doing. I am going to be manipulating the dart, so I don't have to fix that on the dress, but it's still going to give me the fitting that I want on the client. So I'll just use a tape and hold it. Remember, once I remove this dart, I'm going to have shortage of measurement, so I'm going to add it to the fabric while cutting. So this is what I did. I hope you can see very well. With this now, I have my dart manipulated. The gown is going to be giving this fitting vibe, but I will not be putting that on the main dress because I've already eliminated it from my pattern paper. I think sometimes some clothes need to be that way. So I'll be adding 2 inches each on the side allowance because I already removed 2 inches for my dart, which has reduced it. But in this case, I'll be adding the 2 inches everywhere apart from my armhole. I'm going to be adding to my bust size. I said I want it to be free, so a size 16, a size 14, a size 12 can also wear this. And then for the waist, I'm still going to add 2 inches and then make the connection and cut my front. So I'll be cutting the front now to the main business. Now I want to cut your front bodice or your front gown. Just make sure you take 3 inches away
from the center. Now this 3 inches is what you're going to be using as that's what where you're going to be fixing your button rather, and it's going to cover up very well. There's no way you use 3 inches and you still have issues covering up, even if you take the exact measurement to make a shirt for yourself. As far as you've taken 3 inches, it's going to do it. Now this fabric is on fold. I'm taking the depth of my neck. I'm taking 3 inches for the depth of my neck, and I'm going to connect it. I'm taking 3 inches because once I include these 3 inches extension, the neck is going to be free, so it's going to be enough for my collar. So this is the connection I'll be making. Just watch carefully how I'm going to cut it. You can see I didn't start cutting at the exact 3 inches depth, starting from my space for the button. The reason is because sometimes when you cut on the exact place and you put your collar, it's not going to be firm. It's going to be down instead of standing. After sewing it, you're going to see it. So I just went ahead to cut the remaining part of the front borders. So after cutting the side, I'll be opening up the front, the center front, where I'll be fixing my button. I'll be using the fabric as a combo for the downside. I'm going to cut out everything on my V shape. The remaining parts, these remaining parts, the remaining length of the gown is going to be this fabric. Please, I hope you understand. The remaining length of the gown is going to be this fabric. So I'll cut it and I'm going to show you. We're going to join it and then you understand what I'm trying to say. Please stay put and don't miss out on the sewing tutorial of this video. Okay, so that center front that I opened, I went ahead to weaving it, and I'm going to be using my hemming gum. You can use your gum stay, you can use your stay, but I like using my hemming gum. It has this feeling it gives to me. It makes it thick, it makes it firm, it's not too hard, it's not too strong. So the hemming gum is like the most used material in my office. After everything, I'm going to be taking off that over there. I went ahead to sew the shoulder and the side. I closed the side with 1 inch, depending on the measurement you are using, and it's going to be having a side slit. So I stopped 2 inches before the second combo at the down. I'm also going to be using my hemming gum to hem that part. So this is the basic sleeve I'll be using for it. I don't know why my camera was positioned this way, but I'm very, very sorry. I'm going to use the basic sleeve for it and I'll attach it to it. I'm going to be fixing a collar and also an invisible pocket. Please, if you don't know how to fix an invisible pocket, just indicate. I'm going to drop a very easy way to fix an invisible pocket. Okay, so this is what the combo looks like. The sleeve, I just attached that long strap to the upper part of the sleeve. Alright people, you can see I've attached the sleeves, the buttons, the collar, and this is what it looks like. Thank you for joining my tutorial. Please put on your notification button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see you on my next video. If you know this video is helpful to you, just click on the like button. Thank you. See you. Bye.